How's it going, everyone? It's SlothGod Magic here, back with another MTG Arena video. If you guys don't know who I am, my name's Zach. I love to play Magic the Gathering in paper and online, and I like to brew wacky and fun decks that can usually compete with your current meta. But today, guys, I have a question for you. Do you like combo? I like combo. I've liked combo ever since I started playing Magic. My commander is Thrasios, if anybody out there understands what that means to the table that I play with, and how much they hate me. Infinite combos are a way of life. They are a major archetype. You have control, aggro, and combo, usually, and then mid-range and tempo and other kinds of things all mixed in there. But you have combo as a high-tier possibility for Magic the Gathering as a whole, but combo takes on many, many different forms. In recent standards past, we've had Saheeli Rai and Feldar Sovereign as combos. We had Kiki Jiki and Deceiver Exarch and combos such as that. Hundreds of different infinite mana combos that have gone on throughout the years in all different kinds of formats. It is a goal of Magic players to find a consistent winning combo that will get you infinite something or win you the game on the spot. And today, I have something pretty close. This combo is not as consistent as it needs to be for competitive play. It is not as quick as it needs to be for competitive play, even without its consistency. It's not any of those things, but it works. It works all right. So the base of the combo that we're going to be working with today, I've come up with a 4-card infinite mana combo for you guys that is also going to allow us to draw infinite cards, gain infinite life, put all of our creatures on the battlefield, draw our entire deck, win with Thassa's Oracle, or steal the opponent's entire board. All these different kinds of things that you're going to be able to do with the deck once it actually gets rolling, but the problem is the setup, and that's where the shell comes in. So we'll go over the combo, and we'll go over the shell, and we'll hop into some games. So Yarok the Desecrated is basically holding the entire thing together. He is literally the glue that is keeping the entire deck together. He merges the shell with the combo and is the only reason that we are in these colors and we are doing this combo in the first place. So allowing us to double any enter the battlefield trigger of permanents that we control is how we are going to abuse things such as Corridor Monitor to untap 2 artifacts or creatures instead of just 1 every time it comes into play. And the reason that's important is the new hotness in standard Nyx Lotus that taps for as much devotion as you have to a certain color. So if we have 4 devotion to blue, we tap Nyx Lotus for 4 and play our Corridor Monitor and untap the Nyx Lotus, and then we get to untap another artifact, and that artifact will be Portal of Sanctuary. So for 1 mana, we can tap Portal of Sanctuary, return a creature that we control to our hands, and then it's only sorcery speed, essentially. It's instant speed, but only on our turn, which doesn't really matter. All we're going to be doing with this is returning our Corridor Monitor, and then as we play Corridor Monitor off the 3 other mana left over from the Nyx Lotus tapping, we're going to be netting at least 1 mana every time Corridor Monitor comes into play. So we tap this for 4 while Portal of Sanctuary is on the battlefield. We play the Corridor Monitor, untap the Nyx Lotus. Now we have 6 mana at our disposal, or 7 depending on what your devotion is, doesn't matter. As long as you have at least 4. And then tap the Portal of Sanctuary with leftover mana, return the Corridor Monitor, play the Corridor Monitor again, then untap the Portal and untap the Nyx Lotus, and then you essentially have infinite mana and infinite enter the battlefield triggers. And the reason the enter the battlefield triggers matter is our 3 copies of the Great Henge, which is going to draw us 2 cards every single time that Corridor Monitor comes into play, which eventually will draw us into Thassa's Oracle, and then we just win the game from there. But also with infinite mana, we're able to spawn a bunch of Drawn from Dreams and just basically filter through our entire deck at that point. We can Fae of Wishes for anything in our sideboard, which includes 2 mass manipulations. So with infinite mana, we just steal our entire opponent's board. If somehow our Thassa's Oracle gets put in the graveyard, we have a Tamiyo to go get it back, and if it gets exiled somehow, then we have a Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, also in the sideboard to help us win. If we somehow can't find our corridor monitors and we just need the extra mana, we have a Kiora Behemoth Beckoner to just net us extra mana with the untap effect on the Nyx Lotus. We have an extra Portal of Sanctuary and Nyx Lotus to fetch these two pieces of the combo out of our sideboard, so we essentially just have 4 more copies of each of these in our deck with our Fae of Wishes. We have Garruk and Ugin to just kind of destroy problem permanents and take over the game on their own. Kiora also can take over the game on her own. It's really nice to have this in an aggro matchup to just tap down the opponent. And then we have a couple Neo forms to also help look for combo pieces such as Corridor Monitor and Yarok. And even after that, we have a couple Ritual of Sets to help against extremely fast aggro decks, but this would usually come in the sideboard. One of them would, and then one of them would stay in the sideboard. Just because we don't really want to cast them too much. We have a lot of creatures that are under 3 mana, and that just makes it a lot harder for us to go off. So the rest of the shell of the deck is essentially just Sultai elementals. We're going to be playing 4 Risen Reef, 4 Leafkin Druid, 4 Healer of the Glade, and the 4 Yarok that we've already talked about. Drawn from Dreams is just a really good card draw spell. It's pretty much paramount for any deck trying to combo off with more than a little bit of hope. So we're going to be going for the dream. We're going to be going for the infinite mana, infinite card draw, deck ourselves and win style of deck right now. And I've been playing this deck in ranked for the last few days, and it has not been performing as poorly as you would expect. So we're going to toss it in and just see if I can get on camera the craziness that this deck actually has. Materu. He will be our first victim of the night. This hand isn't amazing, but it's actually keepable. That makes it a little more keepable, even though I am afraid of a Thought Scour here on turn 2. That Fae of Wishes will still help, though. Okay, it's Mill. That's not great for us. Play a Forest, we'll play our Leafkin Druid. And say go. I'm hoping they play something and don't just leave up a counterspell, but it seems like that could just be what's happening. So we don't really want to play into the counterspell that we believe that they have. So even though I think it would be more beneficial to play the Risen Reef and get the value off of it, I think we're just going to toss a Leafkin Druid down and see what happens. Alright, we'll leave the other one in hand. Because next turn, then we can Risen Reef and Leafkin Druid. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're in a great spot at the moment. Kind of land stuck, it looks like, and we are absolutely not. And there's a Yarok, that's perfect. So we have 3 pieces of the combo in hand against a deck that scoops due to land troubles. That's sad. Yeah, we don't really want to see that. On to the next, on to the next. What we were going to do there was basically just keep using our elementals for card draw value until we eventually hit Nyx Lotus or Fae of Wishes. If we didn't get Fae of Wishes milled like that, we would have had the entire combo in hand, which would have been really fun to just try to work around counters and set up. I love having to finagle your way around your opponent to make combo work. Control's a little easier to screw around with in that kind of scenario than aggro is, because aggro is just going to beat you anyway. And this looks like it could be that. Yeah, it is Cavalcade. So, even though I'd like to get more value off these Risen Reefs, we're going to play Leafkin Druid right away. Set up blockers. Interesting. They still have a 1-drop? They do not. Okay, Risen Reef number 1. If these keep getting burnt, that's actually not terrible because they're taking burn spells out of their hand and we still are drawing cards. Yep. These aren't burn spells though, these are all removal spells, which a Cavalcade deck shouldn't really be running too much of. Play another Risen Reef, see if we can draw out another thing. That's nice. And we can play Yarok. Hopefully if this doesn't die, then we can just Yarok and get 2 triggers. Otherwise we'll just Drawn from Dreams and save Yarok. Yeah, he's not worth it right now. Is it maybe just like a deck protecting that thing? Okay, so we'll Drawn from Dreams. Grab a Fae of Wishes. And a Breeding Pool. Play the Breeding Pool tab. Let's do this. Let's play the Fae of Wishes as a creature, and then just basically show them that we're able to block. If they attack, it grows. We just have the option to block later. See, this is going to be so much damage. 7 with a burn spell in hand that they didn't even make it unblockable, which... If they have another Jaya's Greeting, that'd be interesting. They could draw into 1. 2 Scorch Bitters stinks. Oh no. Play Yarok. Play Temple, scry 2. Bottom the land. Top Nyx Lotus. Alright. So we do have combo next turn. I don't know if we have enough devotion, but we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, technically, yeah. Does this just kill us? So we're taking 4 no matter what. Blocking 1. Gaining 3. I mean, this is getting blocked for sure. There's no chance it doesn't. Okay. So what happens here? I don't think we have enough mana to do it right. We can play Nyx Lotus for 4, and then play the Corridor Monitor to untap it. And then we'll untap for 2. Yeah, this is scary. We need to Drawn from Dreams and see if we can find Healer or Fae. We found both. So now we can play both. We'll play Healer first. Just gain all the life. That can block the Scorch Bitter if somehow Yarok dies, and then we'll play Fae of Wishes to block the Spitfire. And that looks alright. Do we swing in to gain some extra life? I think we do. A little bit of a mid-rangey combo deck we got here. Keep us alive. Assassin's Trophy would be a great addition to this deck. Maybe Find Finality or something like that. We'll just take the 4. You're not going to sacrifice Fae of Wishes for no good reason. And I think we get to go off here, actually. And then that means we can bounce Fae of Wishes back to hand afterward. Because Nyx Lotus comes in. Corridor Monitor comes in. Untaps this for 4. Now we have access to 4 mana. Tap this for 3. Okay, so we're not going off. but we are setting up for next turn. Gain more life. So next turn we do get a go off. Yeah. Okay, not bad. It's exactly 10. That stinks. Okay. Hard part now is we don't actually have a way to win the game. So maybe our best bet. Float 2 blue. We're going to bounce healer. We're going to play corridor monitor. And untap both of these. We're gonna naturally cast portal to get some more devotion. Gonna loop this until we can scry with our land here, our castle, just to get the max value. Well, this is infinite mana. We got part of the combo going. Well, there's both our ways to win right there. Gain 6. And we'll gain 6 more. And then we'll use the last mana to bounce corridor monitor so that we don't lose our combo piece. And then swing for 3, gain 3 more. So I mean, being back up at 25 is not bad, except, yeah, Chandra Spitfire can just get so big. We're not dead here, are we? Such a scary amount of damage that they can get through. We don't lose healer, and I think now we can just win. Float 3. Corridor. Alright, so now we gotta get a little quick with the clicky clickies. And maybe I'll be able to edit this and tone it down a little bit, but right now the clicky clickies are gonna take a little while. Utilize the resolve all button a little more. Know exactly what we're gonna do right after. If we can get some more devotion on the field, then it might make this go a little bit faster. We basically need to have 6 mana up at the same time so we're able to play corridor monitor and cast Fey of Wishes, and maybe they'll just scoop when they see that we can Fey of Wishes and go grab whatever we need. Can we grab anything from our graveyard? We can't. Do it again. Once we tutor with Fae of Wishes, then we can play it, and that will give us more devotion. Alright, there's 6. So we'll go tutor. We can get a mass manipulation to basically tell them they're never going to win with what they have on board. We can grab a Tameo to get something from our graveyard, but we don't really have anything. We can get Jace, we could get Ritual, but Ritual will kill our healer, but we can pick up the healer. Let's just get Ritual. Then let's pick up healer. Let's Ritual. Let's Corridor Monitor. There they go. Okay. So that's basically how that works. 2 out of 2 ain't bad, even though the first one was basically because the opponent didn't draw a single land, but that game, we are a dedicated combo deck with almost no removal except for what's in our sideboard, and still managed to survive and win after gaining 12 life. But like I was saying, it's not that bad. I think you guys might want to try this out. I think with a lot more minds on this and a lot more dedicated brewing, the fact that you can tutor most of this out of your sideboard is kind of absurd. I know the mono blue Nyx Lotus deck is kind of like, it's almost infinite, because you're essentially drawing a third of your deck or a fourth of your deck at a time, and then just kind of throwing it out. And eventually you'll hit something to untap your Nyx Lotus and do that again. I've experimented with different parts of that deck, and it's worked out pretty nicely, but I just like the utility that you get from running, first of all, an elemental strategy that just gets the card advantage and ramp on its own, and then having Fae of Wishes in there to tutor from your sideboard, and Portal of Sanctuary combos with all the Risen Reef triggering and all of the elemental triggers that happen, and also combos with Fae of Wishes where you don't have to pay the discard 2 and pay 2 to get the Fae of Wishes back to your hand. All you have to do is hit it with Portal, so you're basically just repeating your tutors too. You could put things in your sideboard like Assassin's Trophy or Incubation Incongruity are things that I've experimented with here and there, just thinking this shell looks really straightforwardly powerful to me, but the deck isn't. It can't be good. It's combo. It can't be good. Combo's never good. Every time I make combo in standard, it will never be good. It'll be passable. Maybe. Looks like we're up against a mono black deck, especially with their mono black card sleeves going on here. Nice look. I dig it. I can dig it, opponent. Order of Midnight. Mono Black Knights, maybe? Do we make a mistake playing Breeding Pool instead of the island and just playing Fae of Wishes? So should we commit to not playing anything on turn 2 or possibly just put the Fae of Wishes down? I think we should. Just to start blocking. Why not? Making videos about Magic takes away one of the easiest parts of it, where if you make a mistake, you're the only one who knows. Your opponent can't see your hand for the most part. But anyone who sees this can watch that. What are you gonna do, opponent? You got 2 swamps and a bird. I do not fear your disfigure, sir. I do not fear it. I'll be playing Risen Reef on turn 3. I don't care what you do to her, them. But let's move on with your turn, maybe. I don't think you need a timer for your attack phase. Alright, disfigure. Nope. Play Risen Reef. Draw a card. Watch them actually have a disfigure and just have waited to use it on something better. That would be really funny. I would take back all of my negatively inclined words. No attacks. We don't win through damage. Jahra Stafara. Are you gonna attack again? Like bluff a thing or not? You are. We'll see if anything comes of it this time. I guess, I mean, there's no point not to, because I can't block anyway. So maybe this one time that I decide to not block it for fear of something else is actually pretty well founded. We'll play healer, get some triggers. And then depending on what we hit, I think I'm just going to Fave Wishes for the Lotus, because they look mana screwed. Ooh, that's nice, nice baby. Dun 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 da da da. Now we get to play Risen Reef, trigger 2 Risen Reefs, and then healer, get 2 more triggers. Basically draw 5 cards this turn. That's nice. And gain 6 life. That's nice. That's nice, nice. That is some dun dun dun. Oh. Dun 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 da 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 da. And Yarok. That's way better. Drop my pencil. Attack with Reef. Any removal spell will happen now. None at all. Play healer. It might be more appropriate to wait for the Yarok to come down and then Risen Reef. I don't want to get really got by this board getting wiped. I want to get as much value from this as I possibly can. And we really have. We've drawn a lot of cards and we've put a lot of lands on the battlefield. If this entire board gets wiped right now with Cry of the Carnarium, we'll still feel good about it because we still have our combo pieces in hand. And we have the lands to cast them. But it'd be very, very nice if everything stayed alive right now. I'd be a happy boy. What you thinking about, buddy? Big kitty cat. Scooping! Darn! Everyone thinks this is just like a normal Sultai Elementals deck. It just wants to lose instead of sit there for multiple tens of minutes while we combo off. Try another. See if anyone wants to stick around to get got. This hand is fine, actually. We go turn 2 Leafkin, turn 3 Risen Reef. Hopefully you've drawn some lands at that point. We can play Yarok. There's another Risen Reef. That goes on the bottom. We really want another land on top. Even though we have the mana to get there, there's always the possibility that our Druid just gets shot down here. There's a land. That's nice. We'll play that over Overgrown Tomb right now. We don't need black that much. We only need black for Yarok and sideboard cards. Scions. Okay, that's not removal, but it is going to let them get some tokens, and yeah, this is the reanimation deck. This is a cool deck. Grixis Reanimator, where they use Royal Scions and a couple other like Thrill of Possibility things to discard into the graveyard. Usually Agent of Treachery, sometimes Drakuseth, and sometimes Vilcus or whatever the big old boyo is. The 8 mana thing. Flying Demon Villis. No attacks there. So this upcoming turn we can just play Yarok and double trigger the Risen Reef here. But I'm worried that it's going to get stolen. I wonder how probable it is to actually combo off in one single turn from here. Probably not very. But we can still try to just make that work. Having Agent of Treachery steal our Yarok is definitely not what we want to see because, yep, well, they're just going to steal Risen Reef. Or a land. They can't do anything with the Risen Reef, but they're letting us have access to a lot of card advantage. That's something I haven't seen yet, though, this Improvised Alliance. Making it so you have creatures to sack to Blood for Bones. In case we have a swamp anyway, so we could just play Yarok and double trigger. They don't really have anything in the graveyard right now, but if they do have Blood for Bones, then they can just sack this and then choose it as the target to get back and then get Yarok. And that makes all of their next Agent of Treachery triggers twice, which we really don't like. But this is gonna... Is this any target? Gosh, we're in a bad spot. I think we need as much mana as possible to Fae of Wishes and Mass Manipulation. We have to set up a Mass Manipulation for later. So let's just double trigger here. That's okay. We can't do anything with that anyway, so that's fine. No attacks. And just hope we don't die here to our own hubris. Or the plan that we literally laid out to try to avoid. Come on, Royal Scions. I have the nice borderless promo art of you, or alt art of you in paper, but you're not very expensive, so I want this to be the deck you actually get expensive in. I'd love to sell you. Anyone looking for a full art, alt art Royal Scions, hit me up. The Royal Scions. What a weird Planeswalker. It's 2 different cards. Yeah, that's probably right. Probably the correct choice. I might have taken Risen Reef in that, or drawn. I don't know. We pretty much have all the card draw we need, so maybe this wasn't even the right choice. Because we're going to get 4 triggers off Risen Reef, and then whatever we want to do after that. Make sure that we tap our... okay, 2 triggers. That's rough. Rougher. We should be okay. There's a healer, so we play this first. Why did it tap all our blue? We really need that. So we'll keep that in our hand. Shock that out. I just want to get 4 creatures out. So then this taps for 2. Scry off the first. We'll keep that. Draw it. Tap this. Play this. So all this mana is basically just going to get us to a big Risen Reef. Or not Risen Reef, a big Mass Manipulation. Of Quarter monitor does nothing for us. Fae of Wishes does nothing for us on the battlefield. This is going to hit something real hard, or we have one more turn to take it from them. Nope. They decide to let it rip, which is going to stink. Yeah, we take 10. We're going to take 2 in the air. I don't know what you take. Yeah, kind of a hard choice when everything's a duplicate and the only thing that's not is a corridor monitor. No creatures in the graveyard, but that doesn't really mean anything for Blood for Bones. That's 4 mana. Block there. Okay, we got our turn. Nice. Do we grab the Mass Manipulation? Or do we just grab something like, I don't know, Garuk? Can we come off? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 grabs Nyx. 1, 2, 3, 4 plays Nyx. We don't have Yarok. That's the problem. Let's draw from Dreams first. Because we're definitely not Mass Manipulation in the same turn that we tutor it. There's our Portal. We'll take Portal so we don't have to tutor. Take Leafkin so we have some triggers. We'll go tutor for... All we have to do to win is find a Yarok. But if they have enough damage on us, then we just lose anyway. Let's get Mass Manipulation just to set up. Play a Leafkin to get triggers. More land, perfect. Thassa's Oracle. We have 34. We're not very close. Let's play Fae for the blocks. And we'll just pass. This is a little more difficult for us. This is a game I think going off is really our only chance. And quickly. I think they made a mistake ulting that Royal Scions if they wanted. They didn't have enough value. What are they doing though? Very cool. Whew, that's going to be a lot. Thank you, James Christine. Very cool. Damage, damage, damage. Coming at our faces. We'll block what we can. Take the rest. We have so much mana now. I really don't want to Mass Manipulation a bunch of tokens. But we could have to. There's Yarok. Now we need another... Let's get Healer. Because now what happens is we draw an ass load of cards. That's 4 triggers there. It'll be 4 triggers off Healer. Healer is going to gain us 6 life on its own. There's another Fae, so we can go grab Nyx Lotus. And we have Corridor Monitor in hand. That's fine, it's a land, just leave it there and we have our combo. No attacks. We are going to mana, Fae, Nyx Lotus, and we can't play it yet, so we'll just heal her. Draw more cards, gain some life so we don't die. Get that land on the top, on the field, get that on the field. Another Yark is fine in case this one gets stolen or eaten. That's too many. We'll discard one of those. And then we'll discard a Corridor Monitor. Alrighty. We are set up prime. Even if they take our Yarok, we still win the game. This shouldn't provide enough damage. Only 2, 3, 4, 7. Guess I'm just going to draw this card. We're going to get 3 tokens. But we theoretically just win next turn. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, we should be fine. We should be way above fine. Blood for Bones, sacks that thing. They get it back, they steal Yarok. Okay. Still fine. Yarok doesn't stop us from doing what we need to. So play Yarok. Oh, come on, dude! I mean, theoretically, they did see the entire combo. They saw Nyx Lotus and Corridor Monitor and Yarok. I don't know if they saw Portal yet, but they knew that we were... That stinks, though. I just want one game where we can actually, like, go, 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 go. We did get one off with infinite mana, and we've had it set up all these times, but I really want, like, the quintessential. So let's hope this is something close to that. This hand has combo pieces, and a Risen Reef, but not much else. We don't have much to do for a lot of turns, but a Scryland isn't terrible. Another Scryland on top is not terrible either. Since we're already not doing anything till turn 3, might as well see what we're doing after that. Oh, that makes me sad. We're gonna have to keep that. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not the best either. Oh, I have not seen Jun Food in a hot minute. What are you doing out here? Didn't you know this archetype is now all about the Simic Elemental Corridor Monitor Nyx Lotus combo Portal Sanctuary combo deck? Didn't you know that? It's the new meta, bro. Oh, I see. You're a rogue elephant. You don't... Oh, son of a bitch. Here I am postulating about bullshit while this guy's killing all my stuff. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We don't have anything in the sideboard that we can tutor up a Fae, which is that means anything except for Tamiyo. We could get Tamiyo. Let's go. Where is she? Let me in. Let me in! Okay, we have a Leafkin Druid, but really our only line that we care about is playing Tamiyo, minusing Tamiyo to get back our Risen Reef, and then passing the turn. Playing Yarok would have just left him open to removal, which I know they have a lot of. Oh. I feel like this is just Jund Sacrifice, but now with Nightmare Shepherd? It doesn't sound amazing. Get our value. We play Yarok as the secondary value, not the primary. If you play Yarok first, you just leave him open to removal, and then you're basically just taking a turn off of your own card advantage. Even though it feels better to play Yarok first and then play all of these, so you're getting double triggers anyway. And while that's explosive, you can pretty much just do that when you play him, because when he comes in, you're getting double trigger off Risen Reef anyway. And with the amount of cards you're drawing, you can kind of just loop through your deck. We've actually won games without even comboing off. It's just getting multiple Risen Reefs into Yarok down and just repeatedly sticking elementals until we have little enough cards in our library that we can just double trigger Thassa's Oracle and win. Which is fun. I think it's fun that the combo deck can win naturally through the same win con. What are we doing here, buddy? More trails. We are getting closer and closer to victory. Alright. What does Cat Combo do with Nightmare Shepherd out? I mean, they can't... I guess that it's fair. They still get to do their combo, they just choose not to exile it. I'm sure that's so much clicking. Says I with the 4-card combo deck. I'm sure that's so much clicking, dude. Why do you even do it to yourself? Why? Can you imagine if Ravenous Chupacabra was still in the format? That 4-mana black creature that ETB'd and killed something? Or Hostage Taker? The one that ETB'd and stole something until you cast it for yourself? Like, wow. Having a card like this or this, both of these at the same time. Ooh. Both of these at the same... Tune in next week, guys. We'll see if we can get the wild cards to make that shenanigan happen. Well, I'd be commentating more on my hand, but it just looks like we're kind of in a really good position. We have our portal, we have Monitor, we have Fae. Do we have enough mana to really go off? I'm not sure, but we are going to have enough mana to gain 12 life and draw... Oh, they scooped again. Oh, come on, man. You had so much power in the air. You could have won. Oh, yes, I did have fun, but you know what? I did have fun. But I'm kind of upset that everyone in Platinum won't even see it through to life totals. Like, why? If no combo's going off and I'm not making you wait, then just sit there and play the game. Oh well. Life is a mystery. We'll play one more, and since this video is nearing an hour, we'll kind of just make that the end of it. But I hope you guys are getting a good gist of what the deck is trying to do. It is wildly consistent in just drawing cards and doing what it's supposed to do. It really doesn't fizzle that much on having things to do. Whether or not it fizzles on if the combo is in your hand is a different story, but we haven't really seen a game through to the end goal yet. But I assure you that this deck does do what it's supposed to do. It does get infinite mana, and it does draw your deck, and it does make you win with Thassa's Oracle. I even used to have a Sage's Road Denizen in the deck to mill the opponent out, or mill yourself out if you already have Thassa's Oracle in hand. Which still doesn't matter, because even if you milled Thassa's Oracle, you just go get Tamiyo. The consistency is really nice. I'm a fan of this deck, and I hope people try it, because Sultai Elementals is already a good deck. Nyx Lotus has been proving itself to be a good card in all corners of competitive standard, and as we say that, we're going to put it on the bottom of our library. But yeah, this is cool. This is what I really like to do, is make these stupid combo decks that shouldn't work but kind of do, and lose to mono red aggro really fast. Let us hope and pray that this Risen Reef finds us good stuff, and that they don't kill our Leafkin. What you doing, bud? You have something in hand? Let's just let you not kill my thing, please. That's nice. That means if the Risen Reef doesn't die, we're getting double triggers on it next turn. That's really nice. But even if this does die, we're still getting Yarok. Because this won't, and then we'll just have 5 mana to play it. At 3/5 lifelink, Death Touch is not bad against mono red. Don't have many ways to kill that outside of Trickery, which hopefully we can work around. Dang! Damn, son! Still fine. We play our Yarok. We double trigger the Risen Reef. As long as they don't go like Cavalcade Shock or something, then we're kind of okay. 2 more pieces of combo here. Really don't like seeing Thassa's Oracle before we go off. They're setting up a little mini combo of their own, it seems. That engine looks viable. They're going to play Cavalcade and put a counter on it and feel bad. Oh. Oh! You have another shock. Or not. It's still a lot of damage. Okay. So what happens? We shock this, have Great Henge, but then we tap for green only. We can't cast Corridor Monitor. Or we Portal of Sanctuary, bounce Leafkin. That doesn't feel good, but shocking does not feel good at all. Gaining the life is the only thing I care about. Alright, that's all we're doing. Show us your wind face opponent. Double burn spell face. Just a Steamkin. Could mean burn spell minus, yeah. Burn spell, remove burn spell. Jaya's Greeting. Oh no. So that's swinging for 4. That's swinging for 4. We still don't die. That just gains us life. I don't know why they're doing that. They don't have, unless they do have something like Lava Coil. Oh, come on. What is it? That's fair enough. That is very fair. Should have just left it alone. We even screw up our triggers here. Actually, we can just tap that and then let it resolve. Keep drawing some cards. See if we can do anything here. We're also gaining multiple life, which is not terrible. If we can find like a healer, or another Risen Reef and then a healer, it'd be much better. How much mana do we have? We get to play this. No, undo. Undo. Ugh. That's stupid. After 2. Bounce this. Play it. Dang. It's looking pretty bad for us here. And Cavalcade just makes it all worse. So while we can block everything else, the Spitfire is going to get him for 4 every turn. Make that 7. Well, if they have a burn spell, they win. Otherwise, we get to gain some life. At least 4 life. But they can just remove the counters from these. Honestly, if they just would have removed the counters and swung, and not have thought so hard about it, then they would have won. Now we get to pay with Great Henge, and we'll just do this for a couple. For just a rotation. Don't even let them know that we have it. Another one, I mean. This is kind of like a nice loop on its own. Tap for green, play that. We could get something like Fae of Wishes just to play. It's not a Fae. Play this. Untap it. Play Thassa's Oracle to basically scry 6. Hopefully find like Fae or something on the top. And we'll draw it. There's Fae. We'll grab Fae. Draw it. Play Castle. Play Fae. Draw a card. It gets a counter, which means it takes more than just Chandra swinging. There's Yarok. Ooh. This is getting there. This is getting there. So we get to block with Fae. For this turn. We'll likely take 3. If they decide to remove counters, they're not even going to do that. No matter what, we're going to block with Fae. Because it means we lose if we don't. To like anything happening. 6 damage. To me? Oh yeah, I'm still alive, baby. Looks like a big whoops, man. You can't remove those counters to make this do 1 more damage. None of that. To me, that looks like Whoops Town. Whoops City. Oops Avenue. So I'm going to go ahead and give you that. Sorry. Gotta do it to him sometimes. Play the Yarok. Double trigger, Great Henge, draw 2. Hopefully we can survive. What does it do if we tap this to do this? Then do this. Then do this, and then this. And then draw 2. Nice. Nice-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want another Fae, but I don't think I get to have one. I don't think it's in the cards. Haha. Funny. So we're going to play Leafkin Druid. Hope that we can draw into some lands. Yep. That's another blue. So we can play the other blue, and then do some more shenanigans with Corridor Monitor and hope that we draw into Fae. So let's play the blue. Or we can play Risen Reef. No, we need Corridor Monitor because if we play Risen Reef... If we play Risen Reef, then we don't have the extra mana. So we need to play Corridor Monitor. Untap here. Untap here. Draw 2. Fae. Fae. Oh, no. We can Corridor Monitor again, which could maybe get us Healer of the Glade. We could just play Risen Reef and hope. What do we draw? We'll hit a lot of cards for sure. Just 4. Never mind. Standard amount. We're in such hot water right now. We already played a land from hand. There's Fae. But now we don't have the blue, do we? There's Healer. Okay. Okay. So with Healer and extra mana, we'll gain 6. Bounce it back to hand. Oh yeah. This is looking much safer for... Oh, there's more. We have more healers. Whew. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's even more. Oh, gosh. Oh, golly gee. Gee willikers. Healer. Do the same thing over again. Don't stop. Don't stop anywhere. Can't stop, won't stop. At all. We are revving our engines and going. We will keep it on top even though it doesn't matter. Yes. Yes, keep. We're not even going off. Why is this taking so long? Sorry, man. Drawing my deck over here. It's my bad. So this will essentially make it so we can now just portal bounce Thassa's Oracle win. Oh, we're back to things that we know. No attacks. We're 23, so I'm not super concerned. We'll discard all our Great Henges, our Risen Reef, our Drawn from Dreams, our Portals, Risen Reef, our extra lands. Okay, perfect. So we have Fae to go get whatever we want. We have lands to discard to Fae and things of the sort. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with Chandra Spitfire? Chandra Spitfire. This is at 9. So what do we... Oof, oh no. Oh man. Oh no. Oh no, man. That stinks, dude. Play this. Draw 2. There's a reason we good gamed you, man. That's how she goes, boys. Alright. So, again, not really the main combo. We didn't really get to Corridor Monitor Nyx Lotus. All we did was draw our deck with Great Henge and Risen Reef triggers and Corridor Monitor doing a couple wacky things. But yeah, that's how that deck works. If you like that kind of style where you're going off usually in one turn, but your whole plan is to maniacally maneuver your way through what your opponent is doing and working out your own combo, I would highly recommend the combo of Nyx Lotus, Corridor Monitor, and Yarok to some degree. I feel like Portal it synergizes really well with the elemental strategy, and also the fact that you're doubling enter the battlefield triggers with Yarok in the first place, and it has some synergy with Fae of Wishes. I think Fae of Wishes being in these colors is just perfect to get things for a combo deck, obviously, because you get to put stuff in your sideboard, especially if you're only playing best of one. You really can just tailor your sideboard to just be about Fae of Wishes and not really be about Game 2 at all. So that just makes it a lot better for us to have just even a flimsy way to get around the downside of Fae of Wishes, because the whole point is just to be tutoring. You could try Karn, the Great Creator, for a little more artifact synergy if you want to put your Nyx Lotuses in the sideboard and have another way besides Fae of Wishes to go get them. It may work better to do in a shell where you're mostly mono blue, but you still have things like Yarok with Chromatic Lantern or something to get all the mana that you need for it. So you're basically playing mono blue, but you have the infinite combo in there if you want it. So I don't know. There's tons of ways you could build this deck. You don't even have to go anywhere near elementals and just use Yarok as a pure prime combo piece with like things like Neoform and Prime Speaker Vanifar and tutors like that, and even the new enchantment tutor. So let's take a quick look. Prime Speaker Vanifar is basically Birthing Pod for everyone who remembers what Birthing Pod is. You just tap it, sack a creature, and then go get another creature that costs 1 more. And then we have a new enchantment that costs 4 that basically does the same thing, which I do not believe. Enigmatic Incarnation. But those just seemed a little more out there in terms of consistency for me. You're really risking everything getting blown up. Same thing with this to a degree, but even if things get blown up, as we've seen in a bunch of the games that we just played, we still have the ability to bounce back. I actually don't think we dropped a single game there. There were 2 that were due to land troubles, and that is going to be less of an issue when you're in a best of 3 scenario, but honestly, without a lot of tweaking and a lot of removal, Assassin's Trophies, things like that, I would not take this into a best of 3, but it's a very, very fun shell to be working with, and I think you guys would enjoy picking up some of the wild cards. So This has been Zach, Crazy Logic, SlothGod at MTG Arena making a video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.